Here we go again. This time we focus on a question ranked variance per country. It's a little bit of a cryptic name, and the question is also a little bit of challenging, so stay tuned. So what we should do is to compare the total number of comments made by all the users in each country between December 2019 and January 2020. And for each month, so these 2 months, we should rank the countries by the total comments, and we should use the dense ranking. So we should avoid any gaps between the countries, and we should sort it in descending order. And then finally, we should only output the names of the countries, those ranked improved. So those countries that have more comments in January compared to December 2019. Okay, so first I would like to create a year-month variable so that we can filter on December 2019 and January 2020. So we create a new column, which is the year-month column, using the comments. Since we only want to have comments from these 2 months, so we use a new column called year month, and we use the date, so created add. And to actually turn the date, so let me show you quickly the table, this date format into the year month format, I simply use apply, so we want to do it for each row, and we use the lambda function to extract the following. So we use the f string, and now for each row we use the year, and we include as well the month. So the month, and we format it with 2 digits. So let me show you quickly what it leads to. So as you can see, for each date, we extracted essentially the year and the month separated by a dash. And that can be used for filtering specifically to December and January. So we filter for the given period, filter for the period, and we assign it to a new data frame. Let's simply call it the comments in the period, and we use the just created column of year month to filter for 2019 December and 2020 January. So a quick check again. If you look at the table, oh, I did something wrong here. It should be a list, of course, because we give it 2 entries. Okay, here we go. So we can see, if we scroll quickly through the comments, we can see we only have now user comments and users within the 2 months specified. So December and January, and nothing else. So the first part is already done, focusing on the exact period. Now we can merge the 2 tables. Because we have the comments in one table, that is already done. We filtered on the specified period, but we also have the active users, and that is additional information on the user, and most specifically the country, which we would like to use to rank the countries and determine which country changed in terms of absolute number of comments. So we merge both tables, and I create a new table called comments user. And then we can simply use pandas merge command, and we use our comments from the specified period and the users table. And we want to merge this onto the user ID. And now I use the left join because we already filtered our comments on the period and we want to keep it at that, and therefore we do left join, meaning we only add matching information from the right table, so that's the active users table, to our left table. Okay, now that we have a table with all the information we need, we can actually move on to calculate the number of comments for our months and assign a rank, which is the ultimate goal. So to do that, I would like to use a function because we essentially have to calculate the total number of comments and rank for December 2019 and for January 2020. So we have to do it twice, and therefore I would like to use a function. So we define a function to calculate the number of comments for each month, and we also would like to assign a rank. Okay, we call this function total comments and rank, maybe, and we would like to supply the month. So first of all, we do simply a filtering, so we filter our users' data. And if you want to make it more general, you can also insert this as a data frame as well here. So let's do that maybe. So we say the data is now filtered on the month we specify. Then we would like to calculate the total number of comments. So we use our monthly data and we group by, and we group by on the country because ultimately what we are interested in is essentially a list of countries that improved in the number of comments. So of course we have to calculate the total number of comments by country. So we group by country, and we do not want to have it in the index, so we set as index to false. And now we only have to sum up the number of comments for each country. Okay, now that we have the total comments for each country, we also would like to assign a rank, and the question gives us already a hint. We should use dense ranking to avoid any gaps between the countries, between the ranks. So we assign a new column to our total comments, and that's the comment rank. And based on the previously calculated total number of comments, we use a ranked function here. So number of comments, and we apply rank to it. And as the question says, we should use the dense ranking, and we should do it in descending order. So we just include as method dense, and we set ascending to false to have it descending. Okay, and now what we would like to return is simply the country and the rank, because we have information. So for instance, the number of comments is not needed in the next step. Okay, so that's our function, and now we apply it to each month. So we apply function to each month. So that's essentially, we can do it in two steps, make it a little bit easier. So we have the comments in December, and we use our total comments and ranks function and say it should now focus on December, and we have to give it our original data frame as well. And we do the same thing for January. So again, use the total comments and range function, supply the same original data, but now you should do it on January 2020. Since we want to merge both tables in the next step, I supply a rename statement here to make it a little bit cleaner. And we rename the common rank to, let's say, common rank 2020. So it can already be distinguished between the ranked in 2019 and the rank in 2020. Okay, as I said, the next step would be simply merging the two tables. So merge both tables. And again, we use pandas merge command. So let's call it the comparison data. And we merge the December data and the January data on country. Let's have a quick look. And we can see what we have in the data is now the country, and in terms of comments, the rank for 2019 and the rank for 2020 for each country. So now what's left is only one filter statement, namely we should filter for countries that improved in ranked. So filter for countries that improved in ranked. So we use our merged data, which we just created, and now look at only rows where the common rank, so that's the rank in 2019, is greater than the ranked in 2020. Okay. And we should only keep the country. Okay, the only country we get as a return is apparently Mali. We can check for the result and we get the correct solution.